Hi again, this is Mike, the Philosopher Engineer. Welcome to another episode of Mike's Saturday Rant. Today's topic for my rant is cutting corners doesn't save time. Now we're focused on high technology and new product development. Some of these products are very complicated. I help companies and I work with R&D departments on new products, and I've seen a pretty common trend, and it's really unfortunate, and that is that somehow or another you'll save time by cutting corners. Well, this doesn't happen. I've also talked about getting rid of guessing. When you're working on a complicated project and you start guessing, you get into a trial and error mode, that trial and error mindset, and that causes delays. That means you're not really understanding something. You're just trying it and adjusting it and trying it. Sometimes you don't even converge, and you can miss deadlines by months or even years. I've seen it happen, and it's not necessary. Obviously, we need to build things and test them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't test them, and I'm not saying you won't learn things in testing. But when you're guessing, you're really not putting the effort ahead of time to understand what you're doing. If you have an engineering team, you need to understand the physics. You have to break things down into first principles. You have to do some calculations. And then when you have kind of an informed hypothesis or an informed understanding, and then you go to test it, you're going to converge much more quickly and you'll do fine. But what's even worse than guessing is skipping a step altogether. Cutting corners. Well, all that cutting corners does is instead of you finding the problem, you're waiting for the problem to find you. And when you cut corners, you're hoping you don't have a problem. That almost always fails. I mean, I can understand if you're cleaning a room and you only clean 80% of it, and some of us have heard of the 80-20 rule, that you can do 80% of the work in 20% of the time. That may be true. And you can clean 80% of a room and it's never quite clean. And that's not necessarily going to hurt you. But when you're designing a product, it's more like you're putting together a car engine, and I'm just going to put 80% of the parts into the engine and then hoping it's going to work. Won't work at all. So cutting corners doesn't save time. What is in the mindset? Why would people think that cutting corners will save time? I don't think they really have thought that through. But maybe they're thinking if I do less work, it'll take less time. Yeah, but you won't be done. You're just waiting for something to fall into place. And along the same lines, reliability doesn't happen by itself. Designing a great product won't just happen. You have to make it happen. You have to make it happen through understanding how that product works, understanding the risks, managing those risks, and then managing the reliability. So this may be obvious, but cutting corners doesn't save time. It adds a lot of time. All you're doing is pushing off work till later and hoping it just goes away. Guess what? It ain't going away. So you got to get the job done, get it done right. If you're proactive and you find the problems proactively and you're not guessing, guess what? The product will get done faster. It'll probably cost you a lot less money. If you have questions about how to do that, I'd be glad to help you. We do reliability assessments, so we can help identify those risk areas. If there's part of it you don't know how to do or you don't want to do it, I'll do it for you, or I'll bring together the right people to do it. But let's get great products out there, because when great products are put out there and they're put out on time and you deliver to the customer needs, everybody wins. And I tell you, it's a beautiful thing. When you see that happen, it's a beautiful thing. And cutting some corners to save a little bit of time, which isn't going to happen, and save a little bit of money isn't going to happen, is a losing strategy. So just forget about it. Let's get the job done right. Let's do a gap analysis, make sure we're not missing anything. Let's go after these things proactively, and you'll have a great product. So have I beat this horse enough yet? Hopefully. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. That's my Saturday rant. Hopefully I won't have to go talk about it again, but let's get this stuff done right and let's all win together, okay? All right, thank you. Bye.